My boss tried to blackmail me into tax fraud. I took the evidence to the IRS Whistleblower program and got a $500,000 tax-free reward. My boss forced me to cook the books to hide $3 million in profits. He threatened to destroy my CPA career if I didn't sign the fraudulent tax returns. He thought he owned me. Instead, I secretly filed IRS Form 211, triggered a federal raid, and walked away with a $500,000 whistleblower reward. I was the controller for a luxury construction firm. My boss, Mr. Sterling, was obsessed with avoiding taxes. He was buying Ferraris and vacation homes using company funds and categorizing them as construction materials to lower his taxable income. When tax season arrived, Sterling handed me a falsified ledger. "Make the numbers match this," he ordered. "Zero tax liability this year." I refused. I told him it was tax evasion, a felony. Sterling didn't blink. He pulled out a file. It contained fabricated evidence accusing me of embezzlement. "If you don't sign these returns, OP, I will fire you, report you to the state board, and strip you of your CPA license. You'll never work in finance again." It was blackmail. I was cornered. If I signed, I'd be complicit in a felony. If I didn't, my career was over. I signed the papers to buy time, but the moment I left his office, I started gathering evidence. I didn't go to the police. I went to a tax attorney. He introduced me to the IRS Whistleblower Office. Under Section 7623B of the Internal Revenue Code, if a whistleblower provides specific and credible information that leads to the recovery of unpaid taxes over $2 million, the IRS must pay the whistleblower 15 to 30% of the collected amount. For 6 months, I played the loyal employee. In reality, I was copying every incriminating email, every fake invoice, and every bank transfer proving Sterling was using company money for personal luxury. Then I filed IRS Form 211, Application for Award for Original Information. I resigned 2 weeks later, citing health reasons. Sterling laughed, thinking he had won. 6 months later, the IRS Criminal Investigation Division, CI, raided the office. They didn't just knock, they seized the servers and the physical files. Because my evidence was so detailed, down to the exact transaction IDs, Sterling couldn't hide. The audit was brutal. The IRS found $3 million in unpaid taxes, plus massive penalties and interest. Total recovery, $5 million. Sterling was indicted for tax evasion and sentenced to 3 years in federal prison. And the reward? The IRS process is slow, but it pays. 2 years after the raid, I received a letter from the whistleblower office. My share was 10% of the total collection. I received a check for $500,000. Sterling tried to blackmail me to save money on taxes. Instead, his greed funded my early retirement. I destroyed my boss and profited from his downfall. Some colleagues called me a snitch and said I should have just quit instead of ruining his life for a payout. Do you think I was right to take the reward money, or is profiting from someone else's crime morally wrong? Tell me if you would have filed Form 211 in the comments.